Hello everyone, welcome to the Better You Better Life podcast season 2. I am your host Debottam and this podcast is a service dedicated to helping you become a better version of yourself through daily life experiences and shared knowledge. So sit back, relax and let us dive into today's episode. Does it ever happen with you that someone short-tempered and somehow you be there in the wrong time in front of that person and he yells at you even though he doesn't mean it from his mind? He's a very good well-wisher of yourself or he is your friend, but somehow you feel hurt and from there the relationship strains a bit and eventually both fell apart with each other. It happens, it's very common, especially in friend circle these days. And people don't have patience to listen and to speak. They just want to move on, as if they are chasing something very, very important in life. Today I will keep my episode very short and crisp, like I will try to reflect on how to understand strong words, especially from people who are not your enemy but your well-wishers. It happens multiple times with me in my life that I have few close friends with me, but somehow I have told something unknowingly, or I think the proper word would be inadvertently, and it has hurt him so much that he stopped talking to me, which is fine, which I totally agree. But at the same time, you should have that sensitivity that to understand that not everything is done intentionally. If you think that that person is a good person by heart, then his actions were properly situational. Sometimes you tend to do such kind of action which you are not convinced with yourself, but it happens. So it's human by end of the day, and we all make mistakes. So sometimes people do use strong words when they feel very angry or upset. It's like I can take an anecdote, like it's like you are hungry and yell that I am starving. You don't mean that you are going to die, but you are starving. But you yell at that person that I am starving. A similar incident happened with a very close friends of mine where I was grossly misunderstood. A friend's strong words might not mean to hurt you. They might just be feeling a lot of emotion. It may happen that your friend was going through that heavy situation where he didn't wanted to speak the way he wanted to speak, but somehow he was in that state of mind that those words just came out of his mouth, but it was not literal. What I'm trying to say, this was his state of mind. So what you can do as a listener, I mean, yes, of course, there is a very thin line in this matter that only few can understand, because temper flares instantly almost every single person in today's world because of lack of patience and retention time. But if you really understand that person, if you really care about that person, then just think from his point of view. It may happen that their words have come from their feelings, not necessarily from a desire to harm you. If you are able to understand this thin line, then you are a very good human being and you have a very good skill of understanding people. Otherwise, it's like a broken thread, which can be joined with the help of a knot, but still it will never be like before. And similar things that happened with me in my workplace as well. Recently my boss, who is very old, I think 75 maybe, and sometimes curses me like anything. Now, if I also react instantly to his curses, then of course it will not be a good thing for me from career growth point of view, and it also will disturb my peace of mind. So what I did these days is that I try to understand from his point of view, like why he is behaving like that, which is so unusual. Normally my boss is very polite with me and very like sportingly. He tells me even if I make any mistake, he tells me in such a way that I don't get hurt, but at the same time he ensures that I don't repeat that mistake. But in few occasions he just lose out and just vent out whatever there in his mind, which I also know now that after working for almost 6 hours with that person. I also feel that whatever he is saying is not from his mind, but it's just a situation. A situation has been built up where one has to navigate. So it may be because of other externalities that he feels triggered, or it may be intentional. But you know what, guys, later everything, end of the day, everything squares off and that same person regrets it. He will tell me that I'm sorry that I shouted on you yesterday for this and these reasons. But what I did as a normal human being is that I empathized him. I try to understand that why he behaved in such a way. Of course, there is a limit here. Now, he will say whatever comes to his mind and you will tolerate in the name of empathy. I'm not saying that. But if you are able to take up to an extent where it doesn't hurt your self-respect, at the same time you are able to understand, you can use your intelligence that to connect dots of that situation. So it needs some character to tackle such a situation in today's mindless world. Probably that is what empathy is actually known about. It is very important that that if someone uses strong words with you, try to understand why they might be feeling that way. Maybe they are stressed or tired or just having a bad day, or maybe channelizing their energy in the wrong place unintentionally. So just hold on, that relationships are very precious these days. So instead of getting angry back, try to talk to them calmly. Let them know that their words, whatever they went out, it hurts you, but do it kindly. Communicate that it may affect the relationship and it may not be taken well every time. So there is a hidden warning behind it. So the person who is abusing you unknowingly will also become conscious and will avoid repeating this in the future. So remember, everyone makes mistakes and we all are human. By the end of the day, we are not machines. So just show your heart. If you can forgive and understand, you can help to make that relationship stronger, and you can save many relationships from being broken. Be it friend, be it your spouse, be it with your parents, or be it with your cousins and relatives. Everything counts by end of the day, because it is the people with whom we have to live, and if we are living together, these situations are bound to happen. All I'm requesting you is just try to bring that empathy before you while communicating, so that you also don't feel angry and that person will understand his mistake and he will not repeat this in future. That's all for today's episode. I hope you found it insightful and helpful. Remember, small steps can lead to big transformations. Stay tuned for our next episode where we will explore another aspect of personal growth. And don't forget to subscribe to Better You, Better Life podcast on Spotify, to never miss an episode. Until then, take care and keep striving for a better yourself. This is your host Debottam signing off.